We're going to finish up 1.2, sets and Venn diagrams. First, we're going to talk about qualified propositions. All, some, and none. A qualified proposition is a statement that asserts a relationship between two sets. A qualified proposition, such as all, some, and none, are statements. Qualified propositions use words like all, some, and none to assert a relationship between two sets. I could say, some students live in Southeast Portland and take Math 105. And in that case, I'm talking about the intersection region, the and region. I could say, no fish are birds. And in this case, I'd be using the qualified proposition of none, or other words synonymous with no. We would draw disjoint sets, or two circles that do not overlap because there are no members in common. I could also say all, if a set is contained completely inside another set. I would draw a subset. For instance, I could say, all trees are maples. Majority of Activity 6 you're going to do in groups. I, however, will do the first one as an example for your groups. So come to class with this one all the way filled out. The instructions are, rephrase the statement in standard form, which is the form premise, conclusion. All salty foods cause high blood pressure is the first premise. Apples do not cause high blood pressure is the second premise. The conclusion is apples are not salty. So use the qualified proposition, which is the first one, to draw the appropriate set diagram for each of these. And because they use the word all, we are going to draw a subset. Label it U. We'll have a larger circle for the bigger set and a smaller circle contained within it. So the two sets are going to be high blood pressure causing things and salty foods. So this is often hard. It's often we want to put the first topic as the big circle, but I always go back and I think about all trees. I go back and I think about all maples are trees, and the maples are the smaller group. And so in this case, salty foods is in the maples spot of the sentence. So salty foods is the smaller set, and high blood pressure causing things is going to be the larger set. Now, what you'll do with the second premise, apples do not cause high blood pressure, you're going to put an X to represent where apples fall. They do not cause high blood pressure. So they do not go into the circle of high blood pressure. They go outside of the circle. So, can we say that apples are not salty? Apples are out here. Salty foods are inside blood pressure, so yes, we can. We'll say it is a true statement based on those premises. And later on, we're going to be using words like valid. For now, you can just say true, based on what they gave you. What you're going to do are the next three in your groups in class. And that is it. One thing to note that comes up in your homework that has caused some issues has been how we deal. We're going to have a little side conversation now about some homework questions that might trick you. There are a few questions with the overlapping region of a set diagram. And one of your homework questions asks you about cats and dogs. So I will give you an example. Let's label this C and this D. And they will tell you that 80 people like cats, 90 people like dogs, 10 people like neither, and 20 people like both. Now the key is they never said just when they said 80 people like cats. They didn't say 80 people just like cats. So the problem is that the 10 that you'd put in here, so the problem is that the 20 that you'd put in the both region is counted in cats and it's counted in dogs. So you have to do a little bit of math. We know that 90 people total like dogs, so we have to figure out how many people just like dogs. 20 people liked both, 90 people total, so this total is 90. But if I wanted to fill this region out, I'd put a 70 in here for the just dogs. Okay. The 90 was the 20 and the 70 together. Similarly with the cats, the total was supposed to be 80. So the people who just like cats is the 60. And the neither, that's pretty easy. You just stick them out there, no real math. So they could ask you questions like how many people total were surveyed. Let's pretend that was the question, total surveyed. And if you were figuring out the total, you would do 60 plus 20 plus 70 plus 10. So again, be careful. That overlap region got counted twice. And if I were to add all this up, I would get 160. And if I had instead added the original numbers up, if I'd added 80, 90, 10, and 20, I would have gotten 200. Okay.